Imagine a world where your bloodline decides everything, from your destiny to the powers you hold. It's all about who you were born to be. In the Bloodline System, Gustav's bloodline grants him only the ability to change his hair color, a far cry from the mighty powers others possess. But when an unexpected twist leads him to a mysterious system, his fate begins to change. Will he rise to the occasion, or will he fall prey to the dark consequences of failure? Let's dive into his journey filled with danger, adventure, and the ultimate quest for power. In a future where humans and Slarkovs and alien species coexist, bloodlines have become the key to power and status. Over centuries, humans and Slarkovs intermingled, creating a new breed known as mixed bloods, capable of wielding incredible abilities tied to their bloodlines. However, Gustav, born with what seems to be a useless bloodline that only changes his hair color, struggles to make his mark in a world where everyone else seems to be born with powerful abilities. Everything changes when he stumbles upon a mysterious system that grants him the ability to unlock and upgrade bloodlines. But with a dangerous deadline and death on the line if he fails, Gustav's journey is anything but simple. Gustav is an underdog in a world that values bloodlines above all else. His initial lack of power makes him an easy target for ridicule, but this very flaw makes him a compelling character. The idea of him unlocking his potential through a system is a familiar trope in the weak-to-strong genre, but Gustav's struggle with his useless bloodline adds depth to his journey. He's relatable in his desire for greatness, and the stakes are high, death looming over him if he fails. As the story progresses, Gustav will undoubtedly undergo significant development, and the suspense around how he'll overcome his challenges keeps readers invested. The action in the Bloodline System is set in a world where bloodlines determine not just power, but one's entire existence. While Gustav starts with a relatively weak bloodline, the system offers him a way to change that. Expect intense battles and moments where Gustav pushes his limits to unlock new bloodlines, which will likely lead to powerful transformations as the story progresses. The potential for combat is vast, with the different bloodlines offering unique abilities, and the stakes being raised by the deadly consequences of failure. The tension is built through both personal struggles and external threats. The world building here is intriguing, combining sci-fi and fantasy elements with a unique twist on genetic inheritance. Humans and the Slarkovs have intermingled over generations, creating a society where bloodlines rule, and the consequences of this are felt in every aspect of life. The Slarkovs have their own advanced technology, and over time, their integration with humans has resulted in a new world order. The concept of bloodline power is a great hook, as it creates a clear hierarchy in society that Gustav must navigate. Although the story is still in its early stages, the foundation is solid, and there's plenty of room for further exploration of how these bloodlines impact different areas of life. Romance isn't a dominant theme in the initial chapters, but it's likely to become a subplot as Gustav progresses on his journey. Given the nature of the genre, it wouldn't be surprising if Gustav encounters love interests along the way, perhaps characters whose bloodlines and powers complement his own. The romance could add an emotional layer to the action, especially if tied to character development and stakes that affect both his personal and professional growth. A system in this novel is both a blessing and a curse for Gustav. It offers him the chance to unlock new bloodlines and gain immense power, but the system also places him under intense pressure with life or death stakes hanging over him. The quest system is one of the driving forces behind the plot, providing the structure for Gustav's growth and pushing the narrative forward. The idea of completing quests for power is a tried and true trope, but in this case, it's made more intense by the looming threat of death if he fails. The deadlines and consequences keep things thrilling. While the Bloodline System borrows from many familiar tropes, such as the weak-to-strong protagonist, the quest-driven system and the idea of unlocking hidden potential, it still manages to stay engaging. Gustav's character arc, along with the world building around the Slarkovs and their impact on society, provides enough of a fresh twist to keep readers hooked. However, the plot is still in its early stages, and the true depth of the world and its characters has yet to fully unfold. The romance and side characters are still under development, and it remains to be seen how they will influence the story. The Bloodline System shows a lot of potential. While the story is still in its early stages, it already has an interesting world, a relatable protagonist, and an exciting hook with the Bloodline System. The stakes are high, and the premise is intriguing. What will happen when Gustav finally unlocks the full potential of his bloodline? The action is bound to get more intense as the story progresses, and the world building has the potential to expand in exciting ways. If you're a fan of the weak to strong genre with a sci-fi twist, this novel is definitely worth keeping an eye on. What do you think of the concept of bloodlines determining power? Do you enjoy the unlocking potential trope in stories? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more reviews on action-packed fantasy adventures.